Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my great pleasure to welcome you today to the award ceremony of the Nailəxanım Foundation Scholarship, established in the memory of Nailəxanım Isayeva, co-founder of Xəzər University and the founder of Dünya School. This year we have the honor to present this award for the second year to the exceptional female students to pursue their postgraduate students to the Xəzər University here in Baku. In the last 31 years up to today, Xəzər University has allowed 4,641 undergraduates and up to 1,000 graduate students. They have successfully graduated from Xəzər University. It's my pleasure to announce that more than half of them are female students. So this is not by chance that today we are here to mark the women empowerment, a global solidarity and international cooperation through our policies and scholarship policies. Please allow me to give the floor to the rector of Xəzər University, Ms. İradə Xəlilova, to deliver her remarks. İradə Xanım, floor is yours.
Distinguished guests, dear colleagues and students, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to official awarding ceremony for Nailəxanım Foundation Scholarship. I wish to thank everyone, dear ambassadors, distinguished guests, for taking their time from a busy schedule to attend this important event. So thank you all. And I am very pleased to, we are very happy and very honored to have you here. You came share this significant day with us. So I would like to say a few words to our students. And dear students, congratulations. I wish you every success on your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Xəlilova. So please welcome the chairperson of the Nailəxanım Foundation, Ms. Aygün Gardiner.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for coming. I am here representing the Nailəxanım Foundation, and I'm delighted to welcome you all here today. We've set up this foundation about 18 months ago in order to commemorate the life and achievements of Nailəxanım Isayeva. She was a lifelong educator, a passionate and dedicated educator. She was a supremely wonderful human being, and she did good all her life. And everyone who knew her loved her. She worked extremely hard, and she achieved an incredible amount through her life. And she was actually a truly outstanding example of an Azerbaijani empowered female. So she was also a wonderful mother. So 18 months ago, we set up this foundation and various other initiatives to commemorate her life, but I believe this one, the Nailəxanım Scholarship, would be her favorite initiative, if she only knew about it. It's because she really believed in helping people to achieve their dreams, and she was particularly very supportive and very encouraging of other females. So we set up this foundation and the scholarship specifically to support talented females into the postgraduate education. It's a full scholarship, very generous scholarship, if I may say so myself. It includes fees for the duration of their study, accommodation, monthly allowance, and for international students, we also provide one set of travel costs to their home country and back. So this is the second year of this scholarship. Last year, we awarded one scholarship, and she's here today to speak to us later on about her experiences. And we had a very strong field of applicants this year. And later on today, we will be announcing the winners of this year's Nailəxanım Scholarship. Thank you very much for coming again, and enjoy.
Thank you, Aygün Hanım. So providing accessible and affordable education, especially for the girls and women in Azerbaijan, is one of the main directions of the government policy and the state programs. So please allow me to welcome Head of the International Study Abroad, Head of the Study Abroad and International Student Affairs Unit as a Minister of Science and Education, Mr. Müjdat Həsənov. Mr. Həsənov, floor is yours.
Distinguished guests, dear rectors, MPs, and dear Ms. Andreyeva, representatives of diplomatic missions, professors, students, and friends, let me convey you the warm greetings of the Minister of Science and Education of the Republic of Azerbaijan to you. I'm very glad to participate in this event dedicated to the international education in the light of scholarship by Nailəxanım Foundation. Relatively in a short period of time, Azerbaijani higher education system extended its international ties and networks through different international projects, such as the government grants for non-aligned movement and Organization of Islamic Countries, member country citizens, and also study abroad and double diploma programs. As a result of these kind of projects, academic climate transformed from Soviet style into internationalized and productive model. In the academic year 2022/23, more than 8,000 international students studying in Azerbaijani higher education institutions, of which more than 150 studying at Xəzər University. We can see a wide range of nationalities among the students of Xəzər University, namely 9 countries represented by foreign students from Afghanistan, Georgia, Iran, Iraq, and Turkey. When it comes to welcoming and providing educational opportunities for students studying within the framework of education grants, Xəzər University showed a successful pattern. Currently, 12 students at Xəzər University study within the education grant programs, representing broad national diversity and coming from countries such as Malawi, Sudan, the Kingdom of Eswatini, and Sierra Leone. We do believe that Nailəxanım Foundation scholarship will play an impressive role in this goal and proceed her ideas in education as well. It has already touched the lives of 3 female students from Afghanistan, Italy, Indonesia, and will continue further. It's obvious that higher education is one of the most important means of empowering human with knowledge, skills, and self-confidence. Especially empowering women brings a reduction in inequalities and helps in improving their status within the family and in society. The Minister of Science and Education supports female students' empowerment by organizing competitions, events, and training to promote women in different fields of professional life through webinars, meetings in partnership with state program, alumni unions, and etc. The topic of gender diversity has been in the spotlight in the world community for many years now. Relevantly, it is also vital for Azerbaijan to encourage girls to receive higher education in a country and abroad through different state programs. It's an honor to remember that in 1901, as a result of initiatives of the famous philanthropist Hacı Zeynalabdin Tağıyev, the first secular girls' school in the Muslim East was opened in Baku. The fact that Xəzər University focuses on reducing the male to female student ratio gap is encouraging and estimable. So, establishment of the Nailəxanım Foundation scholarship will contribute to internationalization of higher education system at Xəzər University and cause extension of study in Azerbaijan opportunities as well. Meanwhile, it will support the implementation of UN SDG for education as well. We would love to congratulate the scholarship holders and wish success to the conference. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks a lot, and we are also honored to mention that the Xəzər University do not only pursue it with the Nailəxanım Fondunun scholarship, but we have many students who is studying at Xəzər with the state government scholarships and the AIDA scholarships organized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Republic of Azerbaijan. So, as Mr. Həsənov also mentioned, the SDGs, as you know, the UN global goals always say that we should leave no one behind, and especially it shows that our development strategies should not leave behind the girls and women empowerment, especially in higher education and senior roles. Please allow me to welcome UN Resident Coordinator Mr. Vladanka Andreyeva for her keynote remarks. Madam Vladanka, floor is yours.
Professor Irada Khəlilova, Rector of Xəzər University, Ms. Aygün Gardiner, Member of the Board of Trustees of Xəzər University, representatives from Ministry of Education and Science, distinguished educators, scholars, students, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is really my great pleasure to be here with you today to join the official awarding ceremony of the Nailəxanım Foundation Scholarship. As Aygün has just said, Nailəxanım was an excellent scholar, a wonderful mom who wanted young girls to pursue their dreams. Over the past 2 years, the scholarship has supported 3 young female students from 3 countries to enjoy quality postgraduate education at Xəzər University. And today, additional 2 female students will be given the same opportunity to study here. I'm a mom, a very proud mom of a daughter who has graduated this summer with a bachelor's degree in international and European law, and she is doing her master's studies right now in international law. And my husband and I, we firmly believe that investment in education of girls is not just good for the girls' future, it's good for the whole society and for the whole world. And therefore, I do think that this scholarship is a very meaningful way to keep the legacy of Nailəxanım Isayeva alive through nurturing future women-taught leaders around the world, Dunya, in the spirit of global solidarity that she was known for. Ladies and gentlemen, in September this year, the Transforming Education Summit was convened by the United Nations in response to a global crisis in education, a crisis that is having a devastating impact on the futures of children and youth worldwide. One of the summit's call to action was to advance gender equality and girls and women empowerment in and through education. In many countries, enrollment in tertiary education slightly favors young women. And this is the case in Azerbaijan as well. The tertiary education enrollment rate is 32% for men and 38% for women. And this is from data that we have from 2020. However, across many countries, better learning outcomes are not translating into better work opportunities and life outcomes for women. In Azerbaijan, for example, adult females are more likely to participate in the labor market, 64%, and the gender gap in labor force participation and unemployment rates are quite small compared to the other countries in the region. However, women are more likely than men to be in vulnerable employment and earn less for the similar job that they're doing. According to the State Statistical Committee, in 2020, the average monthly wage of men was 58% higher than the one for women. So, to every 10 manas that a woman was earning, the man was earning 20 minutes. The gaps are also higher for the higher wages sector as well. Providing graduates, and in particular female graduates, with sufficient skills, including digital skills, relevant for the labor market becomes very important. And this is the case of Azerbaijan too, where the number of new labor market entrants is significantly higher than the number of jobs that are created, and where young women are more likely to be not in employment, not in education, or not in training than young men. And this is due to a combination of limited job opportunities, skill gaps, social norms, and the enabling or lack of enabling environment within the family. Friends, in order to further leverage the full potential of young people, and I usually say young people are not just our future, young people are our present, and in particular, young women in Azerbaijan, the development of human capital is key. And this is well recognized, and I would like to acknowledge that, in the government's national strategies and plans, and we do see, and we hope to see, continued investment and allocation of public resources in the human development sectors. In education, of course, but also we would like to see continuing investments in health and social protection. As the United Nations in Azerbaijan, we look forward to continue to support Azerbaijan investment in transformative education that empowers girls and women and promotes gender equality. I would like to conclude my remarks by offering congratulations once again and best wishes to these very lucky 2 young female students that will get the scholarship today and will get an opportunity for a transformative education. Thank you very much. Teşekkür ederim.
So, Ms. Vladanka, very inspirational remarks. Thanks a lot. So now, by your permission, I would like to introduce to you the very brief video about Nailəxanım İsayeva's life.
Nailəxanım İsayeva 1947-ci il may ayının 29-da Azərbaycan Respublikasının Quba şəhərində anadan olmuşdur. 1954-cü ildə Nailəxanım Bakıda məktəb təhsilinə başlamış. Paralel olaraq musiqi məktəbində fortepiano sinifində oxumuşdur. Orta məktəbin son sinifini Qubada Rus məktəbində oxumuş, 1965-ci ildə məzun olmuşdur. 1963-66-cı illərdə Quba Musiqi Məktəbində müəyyən fasilələrlə fortepiano sinfi üzrə müəllim vəzifəsində çalışmışdır. 1970-ci ildə Hamlet İsaxanlı ilə ailə həyatı qurmuşdur. 1971-1985-ci illərdə 4 qız övladı dünyaya gətirmişdir. O həm də qayğıkeş, diqqətli həyat yoldaşı, gözəl, sevgi dolu ana idi. 1971-75-ci illərdə Mirzə Fətəli Axundov adına Azərbaycan Pedaqoji Dillər İnstitutunda, indiki Bakı Slavyan Universitetində Rus dili və ədəbiyyatı ixtisası üzrə ali təhsil almışdır. 1990-91-ci illərdə professor Hamlet İsaxanlının Bakı şəhərində təsis etdiyi ilk özəl ali məktəbin, Xəzər Universitetinin qurulmasında böyük rol oynamış. Bu ali məktəb 2012-ci ildə yenidən rəsmi qeydiyyatdan keçərkən Hamlet İsaxanlı ilə yanaşı Xəzər Universitetinin həm təsisçisi olmuşdur. 1997-ci ildə Xəzər Universiteti Xanımlar klubunu yaratmış, onun sədri olmuşdur.
Rəngiz xanım görülən işlərimiz haqqında məlumat verəcək.
1998-ci ildə Hamlet İsaxanlı ilə birlikdə Xəzər Universiteti nəzdində Dünya Məktəbi adlı eksperimental 11 illik məktəb açmışdır. Dünya Məktəbinin həm təsisçisi və qurucu direktor olmuşdur.
Məktəbi yaradarkən hər bir uşağın bütünlüklə bacarığını, potensialını açmaq və aşkara çıxartmaq arzulayırdım. Elə bir məktəb yaratmaq istəyirdim ki, orada uşaq dünyanı öyrənsin, özünün dünya görüşünü genişləndirsin.
2000-ci ildə mahnı yaradıcılığına başlamış. Sonrakı illər ərzində Nailəxanımın sözlərinə 8 mahnı bəstələmişdir. Eyni zamanda Dünya Məktəbinin Dünyam adlı mahnı himnini yazmışdır. Onun bəstələrini tanınmış müğənnilər ifa etmişlər. Azərbaycan Respublikasının prezidenti 2013-cü ildə Dünya Məktəbini ən yaxşı məktəblər sırasına daxil etmiş və mükafatlandırmışdır. 2013-cü ildə Xəzər Universiteti Mədəniyyət Mərkəzini yaratmışdır. Bu mərkəz indi Nailəxanım Mədəniyyət Mərkəzi adını daşıyır. 2015-ci ildə Nailəxanım Dünya Məktəbinin Dünya dərgisini təsis etmiş, onun baş redaktoru olmuşdur. 2015-ci ildə Dünya Ana Məktəbini, uşaq bağçası və məktəbə hazırlığı təsis etmiş və qurmuşdur. 2016-cı ildə Sumqayıtda Dünya Məktəbini yaratmışdır. 2017-18-ci illərdə Xəzər Universiteti Konfrans və İstirahət Mərkəzinin və 2019-2020-ci illərdə Gəncə Dünya Məktəbinin qurulmasında iştirak etmişdir. 2010-2021-ci illərdə Xəzər Universiteti Direktorlar və Qəyyumlar Şurasında humanitar və təşkilati işlər üzrə müşavir vəzifəsində işləmişdir. 2011-2021-ci illərdə Dünya Məktəbi Direktorlar Şurasının sədri vəzifəsində işləmişdir. Nailəxanım İsayeva 3 aprel 2021-ci ildə vəfat etmişdir. Nailəxanım İsayevanın müasirlərinə məlum olan parlaq surətini, əvəzsiz xidmətlərini gələcək nəsillərə ötürmək, Nailəxanımın əziz xatirəsini əbədiləşdirmək üçün Xəzər Universiteti Direktorlar və Qəyyumlar Şurası bu tədbirləri həyata keçirmişdir. Qız və qadınların yüksək ali təhsil, magistratura və doktorantura təhsili almasına kömək etmək üçün Nailəxanım Fondu və onun verəcəyi Nailəxanım təqaüdü təsis edilmişdir. Nailəxanım haqqında dost, həmkar və tanışların yazdığı xatirələr kitabı hazırlanıb çapdan çıxmışdır. Nailəxanımın həyat və fəaliyyətini əks etdirən şəkilli albom kitablar hazırlanmışdır. Nailəxanımın yazdığı musiqilərin fortepiano, vokal və kamera orkestri üçün not kitabı hazırlanıb çapdan çıxmışdır. Onun müəllifi olduğu mahnıların tanınmış müğənnilər və qruplar tərəfindən ifası musiqi albomu şəklində hazırlanmışdır. Nailəxanımın həyat və fəaliyyətini əks etdirən video materiallar sistemə salınır və yeni tərtibatda filmlər hazırlanır. Bakı Dünya Məktəbində Nailəxanım muzeyi yaradılmışdır. Dünya Təhsil Kompleksinin Bakı, Sumqayıt, Gəncə filiallarında Nailəxanımın büstü qoyulmuşdur. Xəzər Universiteti Mədəniyyət Mərkəzi Nailəxanım Mədəniyyət Mərkəzi adlandırılmış, orada büstü qoyulmaqla Nailəxanım güşəsi yaradılmışdır. Nailəxanımın əziz xatirəsinə tanınmış bəstəkarlardan Cavanşir Quliyev, Nailəxanım, Sərdar Fərəcov, Elegiya əsərlərini ithaf etmişlər. 2021-ci il noyabrın 12-də Xəzər Universitetinin mərmər salonunda Nailəxanım Fondunun təsis etdiyi Nailəxanım təqaüdünün ilk təqdimat mərasimi keçirilmişdir. Təqaüd müəssisələrin təşkili və idarə olunması üzrə Əfqanistanlı doktorant Bibi Rayhan Hamidiyə təqdim olunmuşdur. Parlaq ömrünün əbədi xatirəsi tək onu tanıyanların qəlbində deyil, Nailəxanım təqaüdü ilə təhsil alanların da yaddaşlarında əbədi qalacaq.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please allow me to introduce you. Xəzər University Chamber Orchestra extends congratulations to the winners with the song Hymn of Dünya School, My World, composed by Nailəxanım to the lyrics by Mr. İsaxanlı. Floor is yours, dear friends. So the music, it's always a key to peace, sustainable future, and cooperation. So as we mentioned in the video, last year we honored the very first female with the Nailəxanım Scholarship. And she was a very exceptional female candidate. And please allow me to invite Ms. Reyhan Hamidi, and let's hear her story.
Hello everyone and good day. My name is Reyhan. I'm from Afghanistan. Thank you very much for giving me this floor to tell me my story, which is a little bit sad, but I'm feeling good, really good to share my story with you today. So before starting my story, I want you to just have us look to this picture. This is the picture of first day from some kids in the world. I don't know where, but I think in this audience, everyone has such kind of picture, yes, for themselves or maybe for their kids. But unfortunately, I don't have such a picture. I don't have a picture from my first day of school. It's not because I didn't have any person to take a photo or a camera, but it's because I was not allowed to go to school. And the school was banned for me and for millions of girls in my country. So we don't have such a memory, which is very sad. Still, when I talk, when I look this kind of pictures, tears are coming from my eyes, why I don't have. But I was so lucky that I had my mom with me, and she helped me she brought the school to our room. You know, when I was asking every day her, why my brother is going to school but not me. every day. Like, I hate standing behind the window and watching, I hated watching my brother going to school, but I had to stay at home. No school for me, no education for me. But my mother did it, and she educated me for more than 5 and 6 years. Years passed, situation changed, our government, new government came, and I went to school. I did my master's degree, and everything was good. I started dreaming again and making my life. But last year, suddenly, the story repeated, and again everything became dark for us, for girls in my country. The government collapsed, and the first thing they did, you cannot believe, but they did, they stopped girls from going to school. There was lots of problems, security problems, economical problems, but those people, they decided that no, the biggest problem is going to school for the girls. So they banned the school again for us. And it was a tragic, it was a disaster for me. But then I received Nailəxanım scholarship. I received the email. Last year we had a ceremony. The day of ceremony, I didn't know how to feel, really, to be honest. I was happy. At the same time, I was crying in my heart that millions of girls from my country, my sisters, they are not going to school. I was sitting and watching Nailəxanım's video, and then something happened. When I was watching Nailəxanım's video, exactly during that time, I saw that the years that I was banned from school, and my mother was trying to bring school to home, Nailəxanım, in this corner of the world, was trying to educate the girls, and she was trying for women empowerment. So 2 women in 2 corners of the world, they were trying. They didn't give up. Nailəxanım didn't say that, oh, it's government's job. The government should think about the education, should think about schools, establishing schools or university. She did her job. She worked hard for it. And the other corner of the world, my mother didn't say that I don't have any government. I don't have anyone to support for me. She was threatened. She was beaten 3 times. That time Taliban came to our house, and they took my father to prison because they said, why your wife has a homeschool? This is the first thing I heard, homeschool. Why she has homeschool? But she didn't give up. Nailəxanım in this corner of the world, and my mom on the other corner. And after years, this 2 points, it met, and today I'm standing here. I'm doing my PhD at Xəzər University. A girl who was banned from school for more than 5 and 6 years. A girl who didn't go to school today is doing her PhD. It's only because of this kind of women, Nailəxanım, my mom, and other women who worked for women empowerment. This is exactly what women empowerment means for me. When last year I really gave up. I was giving up, then I said, no, don't give up. These 2 women from the previous generation, they did their job, and today I'm here. So I should not give up. And I want to congratulate these ladies who got the scholarship this year. Congratulations, girls, and let me tell you something. It's a big responsibility getting this scholarship. It's really responsibility. It's not just a piece of paper or 3 years of education. It's a responsibility which is handing over from the previous generation, from Nailəxanım's generation to our generation. So in every generation we need a Nailəxanım. More Nailəxanıms we need in order to empower women. And we should do it. It's a big responsibility. I'm proud that I have this responsibility. Thank you so much. And at the end, I really want to say that if the story is repeated for me, for my country, for the girls, the history repeated, but our stories is different. Our stories is different, and this difference, these different stories will change the history one day. I believe in this, and we will change that history, which is repeating, which is think that we should not go to school, we should ban from education. by our stories, by our work hard. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. A small thing. Today is my mother's birthday. I just want her from here to thank her so much and happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Reyhan. We also congratulate your mother. So, dear guests and members of Xəzər family, so now allow me to let our panel begins. So as you know, the higher education is one of the most important means of empowering women, as we mentioned, and our guest speakers mentioned different aspects, but still we have a different challenges and opportunities brings with the new technologies, new global calls, and a new world order. So please welcome the Miss Aygün Gardiner to moderate our panel, the call, the role of the higher education in the women empowerment.
It's me again, sorry. Right, so we have really distinguished panelists today, who I'll be inviting on the stage in a minute. The topic of discussion obviously is a particularly appropriate one, a role of higher education in empowering women. It does seem easy enough to think that education should be enough, right? Because it gives knowledge, it gives skills, it gives self-confidence. But is it actually truly empowering women? I mean, we can discuss that. And we heard earlier that, yes, does a good education actually translate into economic empowerment for females? Do they suddenly start earning? Does it increase their earning potential? Does it close the gender gap? We heard this earlier that Ms. Andreyeva mentioned earlier. Does it improve their role in society, their place in society? I mean, does gender gap still exist in education? Reduced perhaps, but does it translate into the real world? I mean, I have a first-hand experience of the education in UK because that's where I live at the moment. And for years now, girls have been outperforming boys in primary, secondary education at university, yet the pay gap, the gender gap, post-university in real working world still remains there too. There is a concerted effort to reduce it now, but, you know, even there, it's still quite a big issue. So, what is it like in Azerbaijan? So it'll be interesting to hear this from different perspectives. So we can discuss a broad range of issues, and our panelists are best placed to do so. So I'm going to invite William Abi Abdullah, who is the Deputy Representative of UNICEF in Azerbaijan, please. Rahila Geybullaeva, who is a woman of very many talents, a renowned researcher and currently head of Azerbaijani Literature Department at Baku Slavic University. Vefa Kazdal, who is a Vice Rector of Academic Affairs at Ada University. And also, slightly different generation, Günel Ağabeyli, founder and director of Azerbaijani Women in Science Youth Organization. So only one man on the panel today. So, William, obviously, your organization is all about the right things, the gender equality and equitable education, and it's all interconnected, obviously, yeah? But, so there seems to be, across the world, perhaps not in Afghanistan, as we heard earlier, some equitable education, certainly in primary education, maybe in secondary education, but it's not the case really at all levels. So what is UNICEF's position on this, and what do you believe in, what still needs to be done, do you think?
Oh, thank you very much for having me here. It's indeed a great pleasure. And I love the energy in this room. I mean, I couldn't help but notice the experience of Reyhan when she was speaking. And just allow me to say this. Last year I was in your country, Reyhan, and I witnessed what happened. And I witnessed also these millions of girls that couldn't go to school. And I did myself have tears in my eyes. Yes, men do cry sometimes. So I'm also so happy to see that women like you, when they are provided with the opportunity, the enabling environment, and the support of their families, I think we all manage to see what they can achieve. So congratulations to you, and congratulations to all the women and the young girls that you are inspiring. And I'll segue into answering your question. I mean, obviously there's a lot that needs to be done. And I think here in Azerbaijan, we have great opportunities. There's a good start. The government has invested in the right policies to provide access to girls and women, both equal and equitable access to education. It's not just about the equal access, it's about the equitable access. But that's not just enough. We need more. And there's a lot of change that needs to be happen at many levels. So we've got the policy level, and that's going in the right direction. The second important element is investment. Nothing happens without the right investment. It's not going to happen on its own. And this is something that is a responsibility, obviously, of the government, but also of the public and the private institutions as well. The third point is the society. There's a lot of social behavior change that needs to happen. At the social level, throughout all the components of the society, down to the family level. We want the fathers, the grandfathers, the mothers, the grandmothers, the brothers, the sisters to support each other, to empower those young girls to achieve their dreams. And finally, it's the self-responsibility. If young women don't make that choice, nobody's gonna, or they would allow somebody else to make that choice for them. But all of that won't happen without an enabling environment. And I think all of these ingredients all together need to work like a Swiss clock for things to go in the right direction. But I'm confident to say that I'm very happy to see that things are on the right track in Azerbaijan. But we all have a lot of work to do together.
Thank you very much. That's definitely true. Yes. Obviously, you are very well placed to talk about the role of higher education in empowerment of women. You are one yourself, an empowered woman in higher education. I'm just curious to know about your experiences and the challenges that there are still in Azerbaijan, what's being done, and what's your particular establishment's role in giving equal opportunities.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say that it's really a great pleasure for me to be at this ceremony already the second year. I think it's a wonderful tradition launched by Xəzər University, and once again, delighted and honored to be here. I also want to start with a very short story. Actually, I don't know whether it was a coincidence or no, but yesterday I was at a concert of a very young but very promising pianist. Her name is Firuza Beylerova. She's a laureate of international and republic competitions, and she's a presidential scholarship holder. So wonderful concert, a lot of flowers, applauses, and then at the end of the concert there were people approaching her dad and congratulating and saying that he's a very happy father that he has such a daughter. And then I heard a small remark. Somebody said that, but that's the achievement of your wife. The most credit goes to your wife, Nailəxanım. And I remembered about today's event, today's panel discussion, and I asked myself a question: who is more empowered in this story, a daughter or a mother? To me, this family, I mean a daughter and a mother, are both embodiments of empowerment and true examples of empowered female ladies. And the question is why? And here I come to the challenges in our society. What is the challenge? I think sometimes we misinterpret the word empowerment. It sounds very complicated, that empowerment is about a high rank in society or a high position in the society. But to me, a mother who is behind her daughter, who is a support for a daughter, who who yesterday demonstrated such an accomplishment is already an empowered woman and is already a demonstration of what it means to make her daughter strong. So I think this is challenge number one. Do we interpret this terminology correctly, and do we explain this terminology to our daughters, to our female colleagues, mothers, wives correctly? This, I think, number one challenge for me. And then when I was listening to the story of Reyhan, I actually had a different perspective. I think probably she is happy that she has been in this situation because she saw what it means to support. She saw what it means to empower, because she witnessed that. And even though, yes, she received her education soon or late, but she has this truly extraordinary experience that will probably take her throughout her life, helping other females in similar situation. And we can see many young ladies who receive the education, but do they receive that empowerment is still the question. Yeah. So to me, the challenge number two, it's not actually only about education. Education is part of it, but how aligned is the education with the society, with parents? I mean, we should not forget about the significant role of parents in all this situation. And then, as I said, the second, to me, important challenge is how all we are together. How do we create that whole ecosystem that would help the females, the young ladies? And I don't want to use the word empowered. I want to make it very simple. We need to bring up a generation of confident and happy female or girls, ladies, who would be confident to pursue their aspirations. And it doesn't matter, as I said, it's a leading position, or to be a mother. If she wants to be a mother and grow up children and she's happy from that, let her continue that path, and she will be accomplished in that path. If her aspiration is to be, I saw a graduate of ADA University right now, and I said, I see you in the parliament, as a member of parliament. And if this is where she sees her career path, let her succeed there. So they have to be confident and happy to pursue their aspiration, to make their choices. Do they have the right to make their choices without any stereotypes or blaming in the society? This is what we should be striving for. And then I also take a note, do they have confidence that they can fail? I think this is very important. Yes, they should have the confidence to fail, because they know that the society, the parents, the teachers, the colleagues, the husbands, sons, daughters, they will still believe in them and they will support in them. And this is, to me, a true empowerment. And if you talk about the role of higher education, yes, of course, the role of higher education is to open their horizons, to help them to create the environment where they can build that confidence and go after their aspirations. But just education in itself, without the support of the society and the support of parents in the first place and friends, I think the education by itself will not succeed. And I think this is the challenge. And I also noticed in the agenda one more, what are the plans of ADA University. And I know time is limited, I want to very briefly mention a recent project that ADA University has launched. It launched last year. It's a regionalization project that ADA launched, and the very purpose of this strategy, regionalization, because we are now going to the regions and realizing project to enhance the capacity building of teachers and school principals in the region specifically. And the very purpose of the project is confidence building, to build the confidence of teachers, to build the confidence of school principals, so that they, in their turn, can build generations of confident youth, as my colleague also mentioned, and I will not be tired of repeating, a generation of youth who will be happy in the first place and be confident to make their own choices despite of the difficulties and without any fear to fail. I think this is something that I would like to mention about what ADA is also doing, apart from what we are doing at university. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It certainly seems to be a common theme here, family, obviously. Yeah. And I mean, and female, and the empowerment does sound a little bit scary, or maybe intimidating in the way that the word is sort of constructed almost, it reads like that. But it is, the fear of failure is quite strong in females actually, because we do like to be perfect in a peculiar way, you know, we want to achieve everything, we want to make sure everything is just so. So that's quite a big thing, you know, to be allowed to fail in order to succeed. It's, exactly. Yeah, it's not in our constitution a little bit, it feels like. But yeah, it's, yeah, there's a common topic running through it, obviously. And now, Nailəxanım, you're obviously a very good example, again, of empowered women, a woman who achieved a lot in her life.
I can't tell that I am so successful because I think it is a, I had a big support from my family, especially from my dad. And I was thinking about, like, it was, inherent to any family, but then when I had a new generation, which were my kids, and now I have my grandchildren's generation, I am teaching more than 30 years, and today we also was listening to our Afghani girl. We know about Afghani women rights from Khalid Hosseini's novels, and now I understand that it was a big deal support of your family, especially your dad. I always were everyone open for me, and I want to say that it was maybe also the zeitgeist, spirit of the era of the time. So I think when we talk about women, female in education, in society, we should talk also about comparison within country, between generations. And to fill this gap, for example, I decided to establish women in marriage, like elective course. And I have students only female, just one male student, and we are talking about women rights and ideal of women, starting from before Bible, before Hebrew Bible, and coming to here, marriage models, and also within country, how they changed. It is one of the types, and it is my pity to also tell, because if to talk about within country comparison, coming from my generation experience, now I notice from my native city, which is Zagatala. It is a small city which was very famous with best cultural traditions, openness to education without depending it is women, female or male. Now I notice, because I am often in Zagatala, we have some families. It is not tendency, it is not typical for Azerbaijani society, but if even there is 2 or 3 families where girls are not allowed to go to school, I am not talking about higher education, but higher education starts from primary and secondary school, and we should be their voice. And maybe today I am a voice of these girls who are not allowed, even there are 2 or 3 families. Oh, I know. So
that's in this country.
Yes, it is challenge of our time, and I was very happy to hear here that Vafa Khanım and ADA, they have a project on regional anthropology. So maybe it will be helpful, because we should solve this problem, detecting any case, solving this problem before it is not a problem, a real problem. And I think this establishment of this scholarship, it is one of the ways to show also, to support, how people can support each other, that it is not so complicated if only your adults in your family decide on your behalf you should study or not. So we can help in this way. And today I meet Shahla Khanım Vazirova, who is the second, as I know, who established a foundation devoted to memory of her girl. And so today in Azerbaijan we know 2 foundations, and Nailəxanım was during her life one of the best educational organization of modern Azerbaijani society, and now we have a continuous an example of Shehla Khanım's daughter. Thank you very much for inviting me here.
Thank you very much for coming. It's great to see this woman here speaking like that. Now, Günel, our final panelist, your organization is a youth organization, and it's to do with women in science. So can you tell us more about it? Because it's interesting, because that's not in a stereotypical way, math and science and engineering and technology is slightly male-dominated still. I mean, it's improving, the balance is improving, but it's still considered as a male-dominated industry. So, you know, what is it that your organization does?
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for inviting me, having here. Actually, there is a story behind when I started my organization and founded it 2 years ago. When it started the pandemic, I had my own problems with my study because I lost my scholarship in UK, and I wasn't able to cover my fees because I lost my job as well. And after several months, like 2-3 months, I wasn't able to study and to continue my PhD. But I figured out a lot of women are facing the same problems around the world, and especially in Azerbaijan. And I thought, okay, I have to do something. But I didn't have any motivation. In June 2020, beginning, I received an award from the university that I'm studying, Edinburgh University, and that award motivated me to pursue, to continue my study and to do more for the young generation. So, because I thought if one award changed my life and gave me motivation and empowerment to continue, then I can do more for the Azerbaijani young generation in my country. So that's why I founded Azerbaijani Women in Science in 2020 in June. And later on, I started to organize lots of panels, a lot of forums, and we focused a lot on the schoolgirls at the age of between 12 and 18, and also university students. Why we focus to the schoolgirls more? Because it's the time where they form and their ideology forming, and also they understand what's the empowerment and why the education is the key for further development. So we discussed a lot today about the empowerment. So the first thing is we have a lot of women currently that educated, they got their higher education, but the thing is being educated and becoming professional have nothing common with the stereotypes that we have in our mind and in our society. If we have still challenges, it means that we weren't able to stop the stereotyping. Sometimes people argue with me that it starts from the family, but I'm not agree with that, because the root, okay, starts from the family, but later on we are going to school and then university, and our fears and stereotypes getting stronger in the environment. So if there is still a problem here that we are discussing, it means we have to change something at the educational level. We have to change our education system and demolish all the stereotypes starting from the school period. I will give you one example. 2-3 years ago in UK, some researchers does a research where it starts actually, the stereotyping, and why there is a gender gap in the job market. And they found out that actually girls and boys was taught that from their teachers, boys are good in science and STEM rather than girls. And after they did a test, very important test, quantitative one, they asked all the students to draw a scientist. They didn't say draw a female or male scientist, they just asked to draw a scientist. And all the students at school, most of them, was drawing a male role model as a scientist rather than female. And they later found out that that number increases efficiently when you're going from the primary school level to the higher school level, which demonstrates that our environment, the schools, affects our mind more than we can imagine. So today my organization, focusing to the schoolgirls and also the teachers, we are training, we are having train-to-train system, and also we are working with 31 regions of Azerbaijan and trying to give more empowerment to the schoolgirls at the rural areas, especially where the conservative families are living. So what can be done by others? I guess the university can play a huge role, but also the females that already got their higher education, that working in different, the universities or companies, because they are the real role models, but those girls in the region are not aware about them. So we have, for example, the Inspire Up talk series, that we are finding Azerbaijani scientists and female scientists in different areas from abroad and Azerbaijan, and we are showing those role models. So, but it's not that we are doing, so everyone have to do. It's not that we are waiting from the government, as Ms. Reyhan stated. We all have to put something in the bucket that we will later on, maybe after 20 years, we will not have the same challenges, and we will not have this panel to discuss the gender gap and also female stereotypes.
It's a music to my ears. As a math graduate myself, I really like to hear that. There certainly needs to be more sort of initiatives to attract women into the STEM subjects, which is the science, technology, and engineering and maths. Clearly, it needs to be extra encouraging, because as you said, it's stereotyped from young age that, girls do music and literature or, whatever, and the boys do science. It's just how it's done, but of course, it's not true at all, as we know. So, yes, more initiatives on encouraging women to go into, young women to go into STEM would be extremely welcome. And sometimes some affirmative action is needed in those kind of areas, I feel. Even though I'm not normally in favor of affirmative action, but it feels like in this particular area it is probably necessary. Well, thank you very much. This was enlightening, very interesting conversation. If anyone has any questions, please do ask. But, other than that, thank you very much to our panelists. Thank you for giving your time, and thank you for very interesting conversation. If not, then we'll go. No? Sual yoxdursa biz gedək. Okay?
We appreciate time, consideration, and remarks by our panelists. So again, by your permission, as you know that in this month we celebrated, also UNICEF celebrated the 100th anniversary of Fikret Emirov. Now please welcome the musical performance by the ballet 1001 Nights by the great composer Fikret Emirov. Thank you so much for this amazing piece. So now a very excited time is in the floor. We are here to announce the recipients of the Nailəxanım Foundation scholarship to pursue their postdoctorate, the doctorate and the master studies in Xəzər University, to deliver the diplomas of the winners. Very first of all, I am pleased to welcome Professor Hamlet İsaxanlı, the founder of Xəzər University, to the floor. Hamlet müəllim, please. Also, I would like to welcome UN Resident Coordinator to the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ms. Vladanka. So, please allow me to announce the very first winner. The scholarship to take her PhD in the Xəzər University in the Faculty of International Relations goes to Ms. Claude, Italy. Claude, please. Claudia, please let us hear about your remarks.
Good morning. I am very sorry. It's an emotional moment. And so I wrote down a couple of words, but actually I didn't bring them with me. So let me be very quick and simple. I am very honored to be here. This is a great opportunity, but the honor is especially because I hope to live up to the memory of the woman after which this scholarship is entitled, which is Mrs. Nailəxanım. And I'm very honored to be here with Mr. İsaxanlı. And also, I'm very honored to be now, and of course, with her daughter, and all these guests. Sorry, but yeah, I hope I can, better than with the words, live up to their memory with my deeds. I hope that with this great opportunity that I am receiving to pursue my PhD in Xəzər University, I will be able to produce something which could be really fruitful for women and men, of course, for society around the world. In this moment, I especially think of my colleagues of the journal where I work, which is the Kyiv Post, which are now, of course, enduring a terrible moment of their life because of the war. And yesterday, while I was trying to write down a couple of words about this morning ceremony, I was reading an article from a colleague of mine which is pursuing her MA degree in journalism, and she was explaining how it's like to study now in Ukraine. And it's like, yeah, how can you really concentrate when bombs are falling around you? So I want to dedicate this to my colleagues in Ukraine. I want to dedicate this great opportunity to all the women who are enduring a moment of war. And I also want to congratulate for the recent anniversary of the fair for Azerbaijan. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we wish you good luck in your studies. We appreciate Ms. Vladanka for her support. Hamletman, we will ask you to stay for a while more with us. So to give the next award, we would like to invite the first Secretary of the Indonesian Embassy in Baku, Mr. Indra Augustina, to the floor. So, allow me to announce to our next exceptional female candidate. Our next candidate, who will pursue her master's degree in international relations and diplomacy in Baku, will be Miss Brilliant Windy from Indonesia. Brilliant, award is yours. Please welcome.
Where to put this?
I can assist you. Thank you. Please just.
Rector, Dean, ambassadors, distinguished people in this beautiful place. Good morning, everyone. I remember vividly when my father told me a story about my mother. When she gave birth to her child, she always got intimidated and bullied by society because she always delivered a girl instead of a boy. And that didn't happen once, but 7 times, even though only 5 of us from growing up until this time, including me as middle child in the family. The society at that time was underestimated about girls' potential. Anyway, nowadays, people who got intimidated my mother at that time precisely asked my mother how to raise her daughters until they could gain whatever they want, especially in education, which the children couldn't gain. It's a bit emotional, actually. To pursue my goals, I'm sure that it is about connecting one word to other words to become a sentence, to connecting one sentence to other sentences to become a paragraph, and to connecting one paragraph to other paragraphs until they become a story behind the success. Thus, I'm glad that Nailəxanım Foundation believing in me to receive this distinguished scholarship to pursue my master's degree until I am, as the middle child in my family, could gain the opportunity to pursue master's degree and to make my parents, especially my mother, live her life perfectly and bring up her drop-dead gorgeous smile again. With this opportunity, I'm sure, and I would like to attempt this opportunity to deepen my knowledge both in international relations and in leadership until hopefully I could gain the bright future and could build women empowerment as Nailəxanım does. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Alex. Thank you so much, Hamlet Məlim, for your support. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we also would like to thank to the members of Xəzər family, our dear deans, heads of departments and the centers who made this amazing platform, who created this amazing higher education for our students, both graduates and undergraduates. So, as an academia, as an institution, today we became honored to give our collective pledge to continue creating equal educational opportunities for all, together by you, through assistance of your partnership and support. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the partners, friends of Xəzər University, who celebrated today this historical moment with us, to make a difference in the lives of women and girls through our very small step towards a better future. Finally, I would like to conclude my remarks that we all very well know that only empowered women can empower a woman that today we witnessed in the case of Nailəxanım. Appreciate your welcoming today and see you in the next year for a better results. Thank you so much.